Say hi, Buttercup.
Not yet, Buttercup.
Good girl.
All right, where am I? Here. I'm going to put out this video. I have taken down a bunch of my videos because they were being taken down, and I took down a bunch. I just figured just do it by year. I went ahead and took down, I think, everything 19. I'll say 19. 2019 on, I think I took them all down and just left them there. Now I'm starting to slowly put them back up. Now I'm putting a bunch back up that I don't think I have to edit. I can just put them up. There are things in here that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to let it play. It's 40 minutes long, and I'm just going to, I put them all back up on my channel, and this one I'm going to go ahead and play live. I find it to be really interesting in a lot of different aspects. I want to go back and listen to my own videos. I mean, I'm listening to this going, oh my God, are you kidding me? Am I actually talking like this? Is this me? And like, do I want to get back to that person? But let me go ahead and, I do just want to play this, but I want to explain a lot of things that are going on in this video, and I almost want to stop it, but I don't. I just want to let it play. I talk about the Columbia thing quite a bit, I guess. Tom Hanks comes up for a major part of the thing. The main thing was that I really didn't feel like the Mandela Effect was evil. I do not feel like it was an evil thing, especially back then. And I'm listening to what I'm saying. And I'm like, oh, I really like that. I really like what I'm saying. I kind of understand it, and I want to get back to understanding it that way. I kind of went off. When I went offline, I didn't just go offline. I started to live life physically in a direction that I was slowing down on because I'm like, it's too much. And then something happened in my life, as if you've been watching with the somebody drugging me. I'm like, look, something shifted in my brain. Something sparked. Something went off. Something reset itself. And I don't know what it is, what it was. When I was drugged and I was up for 3.5 days, after a month of it happened a month ago, so I just feel like something reset in my brain. I don't know what else to say. I want to talk about that. I'm not going. I'm going to go ahead and just put this video up that I took down that was recorded in 2019. Obviously, we're not talking about things that would have taken me down, so I'm like, okay, let me put this back up. And I quickly vetted it real quick, and I'm like, I stopped because I'm like, I don't care. It was in 2019. What I said and what was going on then was for 2019. And I'm curious to hear about a lot of things that I said straight up all the way. Let's go ahead and give this to you.
Say hi, Buttercup. Good girl.
Just really want to drive home the point that it's not Satan, it's not evil, it's not the devil, it's not man. It's not computers, it's not CERN, And to wrap it's the absolute of the absolute, the creator, the one absolute absolute. I'm not talking. Yeah, somebody asked me why. Come on, hurry up! Told you, 2 minutes. You're an iceberg, man. Stop. Why are you always wearing the scarf and the hat? Because I'm always opening the door for the cats. But right now it's like 5 degrees, so he don't remember. I guess I don't know. He's got the Mandela effect. One thing I've been noticing or doing is when I feel. I guess I better lower these birds. I forgot that was even on. Like, this is just natural for me to listen to this stuff, so I don't even pay no attention. So, yeah, some people have been talking about, oh, there's been a shift. Well, there's shifts constantly, and it's you walking into it. That's why we feel them, and sometimes we feel them as groups, or the mass shift, or the collective shift, because that's where our vibe is. Sometimes we feel it together, and a lot of times it's individual. And I'm hearing people talk about things, I'm like, wow, I did that last year, or did that the year before. And it's funny because I do feel shifts now, but they keep getting positive and better. And sometimes I get, like, whoa, the stomach goes, or, a little headache or something, but it goes away. And the shift's positive. People change. Shit. 3 weeks ago, I shifted and I saw myself shift. Felt myself shift. Did it. It's like, oh my God, that guy over there is acting different. He shifted, or he's different in this timeline, or however you want to word it. I shifted, so I got nothing to complain about. This is what I'm going to do. And I didn't want to do this. I wanted to let this thing just play right out. And now I'm sitting here going, wait a second. That's how I felt after I was drugged. I mean, like now, that's how I feel. I'm like, I didn't. I feel like I don't know how to word this. I don't feel like I shifted somewhere. I feel like something shifted into me. That's how I was feeling here. Here. And that's how I felt after I got drugged. I felt like something shifted into me. Something changed. I'm still working that out. Believe me, I'm still working that out. Well, I didn't want to stop this. I apologize. I'm sure I will again. Certainly. Oh, and that feeling that I want to stay in tune all the time and know it. One thing I do is to put myself in the moment immediately, and I'm like, there you are. Another thing I've been doing is reading. Okay, that's also doing it, especially Cynthia Sue Larson's books. Well, the one I'm reading anyway. I mean, hello, this is definitely keeping me in, and it keeps me from dwelling on past crap. What might happen in the future? Because right now is all that matters. Now, this stuff here with the star. And the stuff in the beginning, I normally put in because there's going to be it's a premiere and I'm waiting for people to come in or whatever. Anytime it's new content from now on, I'm just going to go ahead and put up a video. It's not going to be a premiere and probably shorter. Also, with me being a guest on Dan's show Saturday night, and a lot of people seeing a picture of me with a cigarette, the way they described it, I have nothing at all in my archives, nothing on Facebook or Google, nowhere to be found.
I have no idea. I did find a few pictures of me with a cigar. I do not believe this is what they're talking about. I showed him to Dan. He said no. So enjoy these. This first one's from 2010. That's in Orlando. The next one is in 2015 in the backyard that I had a lot of the experiences in. That's it right there. That's the door I went through before the impalement. Interesting. And the last one is just a few months ago. And what's coming up now is the last week of thoughts and ideas. Enjoy. Kind of going off on my own here. I've heard enough of the theories. I've heard enough of what's going on. I've chased enough Mandela effects. I've gotten my next answer, my next step. It's so obvious. It's probably the easiest next step. And after that, agitation is the word I like to use. But it's not agitating. It's so, today, perfect example. I turned agitation into excitement in no time. In no time. That's another thing. No time. I'd say keep an eye on. And I feel like I'm making leaps and bounds and strides, and I feel like I'm onto this. This was with me when I was a child. It was with me my whole life, but periodically throughout my life, I would feel this energy. I'm remembering specific points in my life where I would feel this energy now. And right in 2015, 2016, I really started to come up with these ideas that are, I waited 4 years. I didn't wait 4 years. I helped build up the Mandela Effect for 4 years. I don't know. Just kept reporting on it. And I stopped exploring when I really got deep into YouTube. So I'm trying to, instead of deleting everything, getting rid of everything, purging the channel, I'm just trying to do what I was doing in the beginning. I come up with an idea, pop it up here. If I get a chance to check out somebody else's video or interviews or something, I would do it, but it wasn't on the top of my list. And I got so wrapped up into that, my own ideas kind of got mixed into that. And now I'm pulling them out because for me, it's an individual thing. And I really feel like everybody's going to be doing their own individual thing and way to get to where they got to be or where they should be, to lift the veils. Okay, I got on a show with Armor Up, and my goal was to explain to his crowd and other crowds that it doesn't matter what you call it, doesn't matter what you name it, it doesn't want a name. And I didn't know for the longest time the thing that I've been in contact with since I was a child, lost it or ignored it or whatever you want to call it until recently, because I do remember touching on it and talking with it and feeling its energy throughout my life. But now it's there when I need it, on point all the time, and I don't always understand it because I think my goal now is to clear up that communication, and that's what I'm doing. But when something is solid, I don't know how else to explain it, it comes right through, it comes right in, and it's God. See, I don't want to label it. It's God. It's the Christ consciousness. It's the unity consciousness. It's the Christ collective consciousness. It's the universal mind. It's the divine matrix. I don't think we need all the liaisons. Everybody has their own definitions of what God is, and I mean, even in their head. Okay, the absolute of the absolute. You can be you are in contact with something outside of, no, it's within yourself. It's not with outside of yourself. The problem for me comes in with the dogma that we've all been programmed to understand and believe throughout our entire lives. And that's why I have a problem with the whole label thing. And when Armor Up show came on, that was my goal. My goal was to say, hey, you don't have to label it. You don't have to call it Jesus. You don't have to call it Christ consciousness. You don't have to call it divine matrix. That's what I was going out to do. And what happened was it came back at me, this energy, this feeling, this connection. I said, no, look. And it wasn't words, it was a feeling. It came right in. It said, look, I'm telling you, nobody has to name. It doesn't matter what they call me. The Christians want to call me Jesus, they can call me Jesus. If the New Age people want to call me Yeshua, they can call me Yeshua. If other denominations want to call me something else, they can call me something else. The message was to me. It wasn't for me to go and unite everybody under one name. The message was for me to let everybody call me what they want. I don't care. I keep telling you I don't care. Why do you care what they call me? That's the stuff I got, okay? But the big thing I want to get in here is it's not the devil. It's not Satan. It's not Lucifer. The Mandela Effect was not created by man. It was not created by CERN or the D-Wave computer. I'm speaking in absolutes, okay? Okay, guess what? I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm telling you what I'm getting and what I'm feeling. It's not the devil. It's not Satan. It's not Lucifer. It's not evil. It's not negative. I'm getting that it's not the D-Wave computer. It's not CERN. And it's not that we're in a computer simulation. There may be parts of it that are involved like that, but it's not what it is. That's not where we're going. That's not what it is. This is you being driven down to such a dense form that you have problems believing anything except what you've been told and what you've been taught. And it's not evil, it's God. Anybody saying it's the devil, I think this is the devil, I think it's Satan, I think it's evil. You could do what you want to do. I don't care. If you want to go around saying it's the devil, you go ahead and do that. How are you going to fight that? Do you really think God, the God that you believe in, whatever you want to call it, is going to let the devil do some crap like that, mess with our minds? That is only going to wake us up to the truth eventually anyway, so the devil wouldn't want to do that. The devil wants to keep us in a linear time. The devil doesn't want us to know that shit can change. The devil wants us staying straight and steady on that one singular path all the way through. Devil does not want to know us to know things change. If you think it's evil, you don't need to do shit. I think it would be really great if you turn that around and say, wait a minute, maybe God's trying to give me a message here. Maybe God's nudging me on the shoulder going, oh, buddy, something's not right. Something's not right. What is it? What is it? Well, for me, it was start listening to God or whatever you want to call it. That's not what I call it, but I don't call it anything. I'm still fighting with it, trying to figure out what to call it. It's not that way. Doesn't matter. And that's my other point. We dig too deep. There's some things we don't need to know. There's some things we dig too deep for, and that's fine. Our analytical minds are going to go there every time. My analytical mind is going with me now, and it gets agitated, and I'm like, no, this is excitement. This is something new, and it listens. It's not so much like the ego. When I tell the ego, no, we're going to play this game today, or we're going to try this today, that fights me a little. But I'm okay with that. I can deal with that. Yeah. You know, I said something in my last video. I think I blurted out. I'm like, I'm talking with something. I'm not talking with anything. It's more of a feeling. And I really wanted to get that out. And it's always been a feeling with me. And I've heard people say, oh, I see this and I can hear this. And I'm like, for me, it was always a feeling. And that's still the same way it is for me. It's, but now the difference is I can sit quietly and bring that feeling in, or that's what the difference is. I mean, I was very excited that first week. So a lot of the things I said I feel like I'm sure it was perfect, but I feel like there was some. All right, I ran through a bunch of Tom Hanks movies and 91 credits, 91 movies. Quite a few of them I don't know. His first, I say movies and TV shows. 1980, he was in the Love Boat. He Knows You're Alone. Also, I don't know what that is. Bosom Buddies. I'm sure we've all heard of that. Taxi. Happy Days is a connection with Henry Winkler. Family Ties. I guess Splash was his first movie. I got a TV movie, Maze is a Monster. Splash, Bachelor Party. I remember both of those. The Man with One Red Shoe. Didn't see, but remember it. There we go. Big and okay. Turner and Hooch. Joe versus the Volcano. All right. And I hear people going, "Oh, we're gonna fuck Tom Hanks up and all this," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Why would you do that? He's showing us. If it's him that's doing it, he may not even see it. He's so close to these things." But I'm thinking, no. If Tom Hanks knows something, it's not to mess with us. He's trying. He may have. Look. He may have come up with this stuff. He may have seen the Mandela Effect when he was young. I was reading his bio. He lived in a fractured family, it said. I'm like, okay, here we go with trauma shit. And that could pop some of this open. I don't think it has to be trauma or death or anything else. It can be. And I think we should be thanking him. And I got that. T. Hanks, thanks. Okay, I got that from Kim. I thought that was brilliant. And I'm like, yes. Why, when we think of a Tom Hanks movie, it's like, oh, this man knows something, especially with It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, with this and that's so obvious. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what he's saying or what's going on, but we should be thanking this guy. We should go and thank you for the messages. Thank you for these clues. Thank you for showing us reality is not what it's supposed to be, and we're supposed to do something after that. Not go, we're going to kick his ass when we see him. And my apologies to the people that are saying that. I get that you're upset. I get that, but there's no reason to be upset for this stuff. This isn't evil, and it's not negative, and apparently the powers that shouldn't be really can't do much about it, but are trying. I mean, they might be slipping one in here or there with their technology, but apparently they can't do it naturally. So let's just put them aside and say, look, Tom's trying to tell us something, and it's a positive thing. Nothing. I swear that was an O last week. Colombia. Okay, that distracted me. Because this is the way I would have had it spelled. And I know I got a black shirt that has an O on it. It says Colombia. I'm not sure. I'm actually shaking. Because I wore this at the convention, at the conference. And I was showing people, I'm going, look, how do you spell Colombia? Okay? This is the shirt I was wearing. When I bought these shirts together, I thought, oh, I got to get that. It's a Mandela Effect. It's a flip-flop for me. Colombia. It was an O. And I'm telling you, I was pointing it out to people at the... Why am I upset? This is perfect. This is absolutely 100%er for me. I showed people at the anybody that remembers me showing them. So I remember a couple people specifically, but I'm just gonna let that go. It was Colombia at the I'm still going to call it a convention, the conference. Okay. Now this one I'm sure of.
Should I show
Well, I
you
was
the
sure of this
tooth?
one too, but I mean, I wore that at I wore the black one at the conference. So where was I? Tom Hanks. We should be thanking him for showing this stuff. Anybody else that's into this stuff, just because they're showing us this stuff, makes it positive. If they were trying to hide something, they wouldn't do it. And if they were trying to mess with us, they'd mix it up. It wouldn't just be one person constantly coming out with just everything this guy does. There's a Mandela effect in it. Thank you, Tom Hanks. So I'm just looking up the country, Colombia, which is where the Mandela effect originated. COLOMBIA. And then when I picked up this shirt, it said COLO. Okay.
I know I just said thank you, Tom Hanks. Look, and sorry, Brian Staven, because I said that fast. I know how much he was on to that at the time. I remember the first time seeing the burger, and I just at the time I just wish I was talking to him more. I wasn't at the time. I don't know if we've done an interview before then. Definitely sure we've done at least one after then. And I never brought this up. What's because I took it down? I forgot about it. You know what? It's a good thought. It's an interesting thought, and his comments are what brought that out. I mean, crack me up. Um, uh, and I do need to talk to Brian. I will be talking to him soon. But I mean, that cracks me up. I'm sitting here and apologizing to the people who think we should beat the fuck out of Tom Hanks. I don't know. I was pretty strong about that at this time. This is 2019, before all the horse shit came, and I'm just like, I like it because it was me then, and there's a lot of things I say when it was me then that I liked, and then the 2020 thing shifted me, and the getting drugged shifted me. Obviously, I mean, other things have shifted me too. I feel like I've done it all. I've done it myself. I feel like my emotions will do it. The way I feel will do it. I talk with my higher self, or whatever you want to call it, and that's what I'm talking about here. As you wish. Let's just get right back into this because that's what it told me to do. I mean, really? Really? Now I was having so much fun. No, I was just going to play this straight through, no crap.
And but the country still says COLO. My shirts have changed. I can't imagine I got it on video. I mean, I'm filming. I'm not going to film my shirt, but I know it because I was telling people this is a Mandela effect, and I remember it. Oh, who cares? It's perfect. This is the way I remember Columbia being spelled. So, who's it about? God told me it's about you. It's about you. Individually, it's about you too. It's make a personal connection with your higher self, with Jesus, with God, with I was saying we don't need liaisons. Some people might. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking to, what I'm communicating with. I'll say communicating. I'm not talking anything. It's communication. Sometimes it's just a feeling, and it's boom, and it's like when the orbs descended upon me and were giving me paragraphs of information. I'm just like, really? No, I was not that calm. Sometimes it's just that, and you just know it. To me, you get a personal connection with that divine energy. Ooh, I like divine. I'm trying to come up with The O changed to a U. The U changed to an O. Actually, when I got the shirt, it was COLO. Now it's a U. So this is a personal Mandela effect because the country is still spelled that way, even though this is the way the country was spelled for me when I was a teenager or whatever. And then somebody noticed the O. And I bought the shirt because it was an O, because it was a Mandela effect. Like, I guess I was going to hang it up again and make another collection. I don't know. Just really want to drive home the point that it's not Satan, it's not evil, it's not the devil, it's not man. It's not computers, it's not CERN. And to wrap it's the absolute of the absolute, the creator, the one absolute. I'm not talking subletting creators in here to create different things and all. I'm not talking about that or the devil or Satan. I'm talking about the one God creator. You're in connection with that. You just need to clear that up and understand it. It can be done. I've had it when I was a child. It's the exact same feeling. Do a little meditation or something and think back when you were a child, when you talk to your imaginary friends or God or Jesus or whatever you want to name it. Think about that and think about the feeling you had, and then think about the feeling now. Is it the same? Guarantee you it's exactly the same. It's the same thing, guaranteed. So, and God ain't going to let that happen to you. If you're following God truthfully, I mean, be honest, because you can't lie to God. If you're following that truthfully, you got nothing to worry about. Satan can't touch it. That's it. Let's say, as excited as I was, as enthusiastic as I am about it and about what I feel is closer to truth, the definitions and the words I'm using, that's just what I was brought up with. That's what I know. Do I think it's that? No, I think it's just what it is. And I think it's personal for everybody. Get in touch with your feelings, your heart. And just line it up and don't, you can't lie to yourself, right? So you're not going to lie to yourself. You just feel it. For me, it's a feeling. And it was really making itself obvious to me because that's what I need. For me, it's like, it's got to be obvious. And I feel like that it was that, now it hasn't tapered off. I'm saying it tapered off because I kind of understand it better. And it's not like I'm walking around going, how come I don't feel it? How come all I got to do is stay in the moment. And it's I feel it. In my last video, which I'm actually going to put up today, I came out with what my ideas are. I came out that, look, it's here. The energy that was spoken about that's coming back in 2,000 years is here. And that's not to say, but I really believe that energy's here. And I interpreted it as the consciousness covering the planet. It's like you have our planet or our place where we live. I don't mean to make it look round. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Where we live is covered in this consciousness that is one. It's a wholeness, and we tap into it, and we're able to tap into it if we allow it, if we ask. And I say we're allowed to, but I'm sure there's some sort of, probably got to be a good person or a very well balanced person. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. All I know is it's there now, and it's probably been coming in gradually since 12. It's gentle because that's how God's going to be. Right. And now we have a bunch of people experiencing the Mandela effect, time shifts, quantum leaps, quantum jumps. To me, this is the gentle nudge that, hey, John 14:12. You too shall do the things that I do and better and greater. And that's not verbatim. Okay. I don't know. Who knows how many times it changed. That energy's here. We're here now to do that. That's what I feel. That's what I'm practicing. We're in grade school. We're in first grade, people. This is for me right now. What I'm doing is just trying to get a clear communication, a clear shot, so I don't have to sit there and decipher what comes in. Okay, because I was sitting there asking, okay, I really need to know what to do right now, and I'm getting rest, relaxed, and I'm like, this makes no sense. What? That must not be it. That must be me talking to chill and relax. And I'm like, no, okay, let's just chill and relax, but I still want to do something. And it's like, well, basically I kept getting the word pack. And it's been brought to my attention that the word pack was pack up the old world stuff, not the physical stuff. I suppose I could have. I cleaned up to make it like I could, but I was like, why pack? It's just pack up the old world stuff. I was still dealing with old world stuff in my head. And once I come to the present and I realize I'm here right now, I mean, I'm in the moment. And it's one of the easiest things to do for me is stay in the moment. Well, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I'm here now. This is what I'm doing. I'm here. I'm not thinking about anything else. Dealing with this right now, staying in the moment. I get such a feeling because that's when I'm in the moment is my clear connection. And I get out of the moment and all of a sudden I'm back to old world stuff, old earth, whatever you want to call it. It's new now. Things are dealt with differently. And I'm still being reminded or tested or whatever, however you want to put it. Unity consciousness. I think that's the one I want to use as a broad idea of what we are all in contact with, and whether or not how you're going to communicate with it, or how clear that communication is. That's what it is. That's, to me, that's what it's coming down to. Unity consciousness. And it's the thing that I'm labeling it. I don't need to label it, but I feel like when I'm here, I kind of need to label it. After this movie came out, this Mandela Effect movie, and HBO got a hold of it, there's going to be a lot of people looking into this now, and a lot more people are going to be coming on to YouTube looking at this stuff. And, I hope, well, I'm sure they'll get exactly what they need, but I hope they're willing to, go through a few things and see a bunch of different ideas and perspectives of what's going on, not just grab onto the first thing that they see. For me, the newer people, look, take it slow, take it easy. It's not a negative thing. This is a very wonderful, happy, positive thing. And that's the direction we're going in. I don't know. So much I want to say, and so much I'm like, is it necessary? I went through a lot with the Mandela Effect, and the experiences I had in 15. It's all documented in my book. And the thing that's cranking me up now is I put the story of me as a child and the experience I had with an energy, with a connection, with a being who spoke to me and told me, get behind the wheel of the car. I want to play too. It was very friendly. I was 5. And, it came out that thing could have saved my life, or whatever that connection was. And I lost that connection over the years, teenage years, society, the whole bit. And now I'm in connection with that now. And it every time, it makes me straighten up every time. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's amazing. It's an adventure. That's what it's coming down to. And I'm blasting through it, even though I feel like I'm not I'm at a point where I'm like, am I gaining momentum? No, I'm kind of stuck. Okay, and I pick up this and I understand that, and then something really big comes in and goes, okay, here we go. The answer could be staring us right in the face, and we're just not seeing it. It's like that story about the Indians looking over the hill at the ocean and just did not see the ships. Never registered for their brain. And the Christ energy will come back. I really think that's what's going on here. I really hope that's what's going on here. I mean, and I say the Christ consciousness, the Christ collective consciousness. I was saying, you know what? It's more labels, and I'm more comfortable with now. When I was a child, to me, it was the light I was looking at, and it was speaking to me, and I remember it as a group of beings. I remember it wasn't just like one being speaking to me as a child, but as I got older, it was one. It seemed like it was just one voice. It wasn't a voice, but one energy, and that's the way it is now. It's like a one, and I don't want to name it, and it laughs at me. When I talk about what should I call it, it doesn't matter because it's the energy that I feel. It's what I feel. It knows. It knows. I don't have to call it anything. But I think that energy is here now. I think we can tap into it. I think we should be trying to tap into it. I think test it. Saying test it. Doesn't matter. It's like if you're going to question God for science. That's how it was put to me. Because I was like, and God, so many definitions. Because God, I don't think it's an energy field. It's an energy, universal energy for universal mind. It's the matrix. It's everything. And it's all connected. It's a giant energy field, and we're in that experiencing what we're experiencing. And I kept thinking, oh, it's just for a game or for fun. But no, I think this is a lot more serious than just a game. I think when we get out beyond this and learn and grow more and more, I really feel like this is so much more than just a game. There's so much more to this. I want to make it understood that the reason I use Christ consciousness, God, terms like that, because they're the terms I was brought up with as a Catholic. Actually, not even the Christ consciousness was like New Age stuff, right after high school and shit. When that stuff come out, I guess that's been around, but they're the words I'm familiar with. I don't want to trigger anybody. Okay, these are just words I know, so I'm sure, I got triggered people in the first video that I talked about this stuff, and now this one. These are my thoughts. These are my feelings. I'm putting them out. If I trigger you, look at what's been triggered. Look at that and go through that. Don't come at me. I got nothing to do with it. I'm just a messenger. Just look at it. But these are the terms I understand. So, I mean, this is what I'm using. Look, the divine make whatever. It was the best one I've heard because it doesn't care. It's not worried about it. It's probably no worry or concern, but it's not wrapped up in labels like we are physically. Okay, so I think I blurted this out on a video, and I'm just thinking, you know what? The next time you notice a Mandela effect or one comes to your attention, you're close to that energy and say, look, what do you want? What are you trying to tell me? Just ask. Can't hurt. Yeah, so I just got back from grabbing something to eat after that 4-hour live broadcast in here. It's so cold out. Nobody's coming out. I was in a couple of stores talking to some other people. This is all like cat hair. Just how business was last year on this day. And they were saying it was like weird mob. There was so many people, and this year is just slow. And I'm just really surprised. But this is, it's so funny. I thought of a bunch of other names that I actually should have put in here. I only think I sent like 4 or 5 emails out. A good 4 or 5 other ones I could have put out too, including Kimberly Lynn Hanson. I mean, that's
talking about the artwork and the synchronicities, and I think that's what I want to call it. You know, the synchronicities that are just because for me they don't seem like that big a deal. But like Noble said, "Whoa, that's so crazy!" He did this wisher washer game, and not only did you find it, you found it on a knit hat that you were looking for. The knit hat, and there's a washer on a knit hat. I mean, for him, the odds of things that blew his mind. You know, and I'm like, that's what I'm getting at. That's the way. Like this was being shown to me while I was there. It was just deliberately being shown to me. And I just, you know, and that's what I wanted people to understand. That it's not like this isn't, yeah, you know, I said, oh, I jumped on a unicorn and grabbed the rainbow. I mean, yeah, in a way, but I mean, it isn't like that. But at the same time, it's just being shown right to me. And yeah, that was the big thing for me. But it's a shame it's not busier. I'm really happy with the way it did turn out. I have no idea where the 4 hours went. I've checked the time. It was like 20 minutes in. And a couple of interviews. I might pick apart that video and put them in highlights. Maybe I'll put them in here.
These here are pictures of the 2011 accident that happened in Pittsburgh 2 days after I got in Pittsburgh. That's my car in the middle. 7-car pile up with that big semi going through everybody. They said if the back wasn't, and my car wasn't full and the semi was empty, I'd be dead. First, everybody behind me, from what I understand, passed. And this last picture coming up, you could see that first car was just cut in half. But that was the accident before I saw the Berenstain Bears show up out of nowhere. And we'll end it here with a couple of shots of the star. I apologize not knowing which one. I just usually grab 2 or 3 brightest of the sky and just start shooting. Now have a great night, day. Enjoy your week. Thanks for joining.
Now, guys.